Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're retaking a deep dive into a story that began long before Spain was even a glimmer in history SI. A story whispered by the Mediterranean waves for thousands of years. Forget Romans, forget Moors. We're going way, way back to the very first global traders. The original trailblazers who set foot on the Iberian Peninsula. Imagine this. Around 3,000 to 4,000 years ago, long before Madrid ever rose from the plains, before Spain even bore its name, something incredible happened on its southern shores. A group of people, intrepid and visionary, arrived from across the vast sea. They weren't conquerors in shining armor, but something far more fascinating. Traders, sailors, and settlers, carrying with them the vibrant glow of a mysterious, ancient civilization. These were the Phoenicians. Their epic journey began somewhere around 1100 BC. Picture their ships, elegant, with curved wooden hulls and tall billowing sails, gliding purposefully towards the coast of Andalusia. What drew them here? The irresistible scent of metal, of untapped resources, and the promise of lucrative trade. Now, who exactly were these Phoenicians? They were the undisputed master sailors of the eastern Mediterranean, hailing from bustling, legendary ports like Tyre, Sidon, and Byblus, which you'd find in modern-day Lebanon. They weren't looking to conquer new lands in the traditional sense. Their ambition was far more about exchange, about building connections, and about weaving the intricate threads of their rich culture far and wide across the sea. And what they found here was exactly what they were looking for: a coastline blessed with calm, natural harbors, teeming with rich fisheries, and backed by mountains laced with valuable silver, copper, and tin. This was a treasure trove. It was here, in this fertile landscape, that they founded what would become known as Gadar today. We know it as Cadiz, a city that proudly holds the title of the oldest continuously inhabited city in Western Europe. Think about that for a second. A place with over 3 millennia of continuous human presence, all thanks to these ancient mariners. Once they arrived, these Phoenician settlers didn't just drop anchor and leave. Oh no, they built. They constructed their new homes with sturdy stone and sun-dried brick. Always close to the water's edge, their gaze perpetually fixed on the horizon from which they had come. Their towns, while perhaps not massive by modern standards, were remarkably orderly. Picture narrow, winding streets leading into vibrant marketplaces. These weren't just any markets. They were bustling hubs filled with beautifully crafted pottery, the finest olive oil, delicious wines, and, most famously, dazzling purple dye. This isn't just any purple. It was made from sea snails, a highly guarded trade secret that brought them immense wealth and power. Imagine wearing a garment dyed with that color. It was a status symbol of the highest order. They also brought with them their deeply held beliefs, their gods, and their sacred rituals. Central to their spiritual life was the worship of Melkart, their powerful guardian deity. Interestingly, Melkart later blended seamlessly into the Greek figure of Hercules, showing just how interconnected these ancient cultures were. Temples dedicated to Melkart began to rise along the coast, their fragrant smoke mingling with the refreshing sea mist. Local legends even spoke of a shining altar where the sun seemed to perform a magical trick, rising twice, once majestically from the sea, and then again from the temple's sacred fire. What a sight that must have been! For centuries, their world, their homes, their very existence, slept quietly beneath layers of earth and time. The sands of ages gently covered their stories, preserving them for future generations. Then, in the 20th century, a new chapter began. Workers, going about their daily tasks of digging for new construction projects or laying down new roads in Cadiz and Malaga, started to uncover something extraordinary. Walls, pottery shards, intricately designed burial urns, fragments of a forgotten past began to surface. Archaeologists, ever vigilant, rushed to these sites, their brushes carefully sweeping away the sand to reveal history itself. What they unearthed was nothing short of astounding. Entire streets, bustling workshops, band homes, some still holding faint traces of Phoenician paint, shimmering beads, and the tools of their daily lives. It was as if the very earth had acted as a protective guardian, safeguarding the memory of these first settlers. They found ovens still blackened with ash from ancient fires, amphorae still resting exactly where they were last used, waiting to be filled. Each new discovery wasn't just an artifact. It was a piece of a puzzle, telling the same incredible story of a people who had crossed an ocean of time and distance to bring a spark of civilization to Spain's beautiful shores. The Phoenicians weren't just builders of houses. They were master architects of connection. From their foundational city of Cadiz, their influence gracefully spread inland and along the entire coast, reaching places like Malaga and Almuñécar. They weren't just trading goods. They were exchanging knowledge. They taught the local Iberian tribes new, advanced ways to make pottery, to forge stronger tools, and even how to navigate by the stars, transforming local practices and opening up new possibilities. Their story, however, didn't end with them. Later, their descendants, the powerful Carthaginians, would rise to take their place, continuing their maritime legacy. After them came the mighty Romans, then the Visigoths, and eventually the skilled Moors, each leaving their own distinct layer of story, their own unique mark on the land. But listen closely, because beneath it all, beneath the cobblestone streets, beneath the grandeur of cathedrals, beneath the modern cities, the fundamental foundation, the very bedrock, still belongs to those intrepid early sailors. It belongs to those who first saw the Spanish coast glimmering enticingly in the sunlight and, with hearts full of wonder and curiosity, decided to stay. Today, when archaeologists carefully dig near Cadiz or along the sun-drenched Andalusian coast, they still sometimes find those small, intimate treasures, a delicately crafted pendant, a beautifully carved shell, or a simple clay figure. And in those moments, they remember. They remember that long before Spain, long before Europe as we understand it today, there were these incredible people. They came with sails full of wind and hearts full of wonder. They brought not conquest, but a spirit of curiosity. Not vast empires, but the vibrant energy of exchange. And their extraordinary story still lingers. You can almost feel it in the salt spray of the sea, see it in the ancient ruins beneath the bustling city, and hear it in the very name Cadiz itself, once known as Gadar, the walled city, where it all truly began. It's a powerful reminder that history is all around us, often just waiting to be uncovered. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this dive into ancient history as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.